What is up, everybody? Welcome back to RacingNews.com. Welcome back to another one of our weekend recaps, if I can speak correctly. And I think it's just because I'm excited. There is a lot to talk about that happened last week, and we're going to just get right to it because I thought the Haskell Stakes at Monmouth Park definitely the first one and the big one we should talk about. I'll just put the screen up, the results screen here from DRF. Up on here for you. I like to use this screen when we do the recaps because it has the three buyers to the right there, to the right-hand column of all the horses that finished 1, 2, 3. So that's always kind of nice to see. You know, speed figures of any kind are not the end-all be-all, but it's always a good talking point. So the Haskell Stakes won by journalism this year, and like most people thought, the 2-5 favorite, and like I said, most people thought he was going to win, including myself. But when the gates broke, I didn't think he was going to win for almost all of that race. I thought he was definitely beat. So I'll just kind of dissect what I saw. It's too bad I can't put, the replay up here while I'm watching it, but that's illegal, unfortunately for us. So, look, I thought right before the gates open, first for like 5-10 seconds, let's say, horse was kind of throwing his head around. The horse just didn't seem real thrilled, and I was very worried at that point for sure. He seemed to calm down right when the gates broke, and when they broke, he just didn't break sharp at all. Kind of broke in a little bit of a, not really a tangle really, but just kind of an odd kind of position, right? And got too far behind, no doubt about that. Early on, was too far out of it, and I thought it was really until maybe past the first turn where he really got into any kind of rhythm. And it was one of those situations again where Umberto Rispoli was kind of asking him like, hey, we gotta kind of get our mind on business here a little bit, kind of like he did in the Preakness as well. And like I said, the first part of that race, he was not moving well at all. And I felt like, oh, this is bad. He did have to use him a little bit up the backside, which I thought was smart. You got to get him into some kind of position. I don't blame Rispoli for not having him in position early because that horse just didn't act like he wanted to do much early. He did get going up the backside, so he felt a little bit better. He felt at least he was going to fire. Turning for home, he's picking off horses, but he's got Goal Orient and Gosker that he's still got to go get. He's starting to get within range of them. When they get to the top of the stretch, I thought journalism looked exhausted. He was not kicking on anything close to what he did in the Belmont Stakes in June. He was struggling just a bit, and I thought he was beat for most of the stretch until, let's say, the last 100, maybe 50 yards. He just picked him off. He went and got him again, and like I said, I just did not think he was going to be able to go get him, and he did. He gets by Goal Oriented, and he gets by Gosker, and gets the job done. And I thought I think the Belmont Stakes was his best ever race. I thought he just was a monster in that race. Of course, got beat. I thought this was the race where he showed himself more than anything else, though, of just being a all heart type of horse, just a really courageous horse, and just a determined horse that I'm going to go get him. And you might think, well, come on, the Preakness had to be more impressive. The Preakness was incredible, like for different reasons. But what I kind of saw in the Haskell, and with my own eyes in the Haskell, this is just my opinion, I saw a horse that looked pretty tired, and he was still gutty and got the job done. So I just can't gush more about this horse, and it's amazing that we've got another one out there that has just destroyed him in 2 races. Talking about sovereignty, you just don't see a horse like this. It'll just get beat like that very often, but he has twice. But man, I thought this was a really, really good effort for sure by journalism. Like I said, showed heart, showed class, and got the job done. Gosker, I thought he ran really well, better than I thought he would. I did like him, obviously, as one of the candidates to hit the board, but I thought Goal Oriented would be a better or a more likely candidate. But Gosker, man, he made a big move. And him and Goal Oriented really were fighting head and head throughout that stretch, and they had a hell of a battle themselves, and Gosker was able to pull away from Goal Oriented just a bit late to get second. Thought he ran really well. Goal Oriented, I thought, ran well as well. I know people that had him underneath for second in these actors like, oh man, he gave that up, I can't believe it. It was the best race of his career, and I think it was the best race of his career by a little bit. I thought he ran extremely well. I'm kind of surprised. It looked like he was starting to kind of move away from Gosker a little bit late in the race, and then he got repassed. But listen, I thought he ran extremely well. I thought Goal Oriented and Gosker both ran extremely well. They all three received 101 Beyer speed figures. So, you take it or leave it, whatever you want to do with that. But, it was rated to be a pretty darn good race. And like I said, journalism shows all the class, all the heart. Now, the reports right after the race, it kind of, they didn't make any decisions, but it kind of sounds like to me they might stay home for this next round of races, run out in California in the Pacific Classic, or maybe kind of wait for the Awesome Again coming up at Santa Anita later in the season. If any horse has earned kind of that little bit of a break, it is definitely journalism. But they did kind of say, look, he is the type of horse that he kind of tells us when he's ready to run again. And that is a very overused line. But with this horse, I do kind of believe that. And I kind of believe that's what they've been doing with him, because, after each race, they never commit to anything. They're just like, well, we'll just kind of see, we don't have to do this or that, or we'll just kind of see what happens. And journalism has kind of answered the call every time and been ready. And been showing that he's ready. This seems to me like a horse that one may have took a little bit out of him. He really had to dig down deep. So we'll see. I'm not saying he won't run in the Pacific Classic or Travers. I'm just saying I won't be surprised if he doesn't. So hats off to him once again, though. Incredible race from him. And hats off to Gosker and Goal Oriented as well. I do know Goal Oriented is planning on going to the Travers, so it'll be interesting to see what he does there. Haven't heard much on Gosker yet, but yeah, we'll definitely report on that when that happens. All right, other racing that happened I want to talk about this weekend, the United Nations also. That was a race before the Haskell, and it was won by redistricting, and I thought he ran extremely well in this race. I thought he was just fantastic in this race. A great ride by Flavian Pratt, waited, kept him inside, and let him loose, and he went and got him. Now, the big question mark now is, can he move up now to, say, the NYRA circuit to face Grade 1 company, or somewhere to face Grade 1 company? We've seen him against the tougher horses, and he gets beat, but he runs well. But now that he's dropped down in class 2 straight races here at Monmouth, we've seen he is very good. He's a very good horse. So, where will he run next, and can he step back up into Grade 1 company? That's going to be the big question mark, but he definitely ran well. Grand Sonata and Major Dude, 2 Todd Pletcher runners that, they always just seem to be around in races of this caliber, and there they were again, finished 2nd and 3rd here in the United Nations. So I thought this was a very good race for the winner redistricting, and then we'll just kind of see what happens and where he points to next. All right, next race, the Molly Pitcher, and it was won by Randomize in gate to wire fashion. Randomize kind of bounced back from just a draw a line through a type of effort last time out at Saratoga, and Flavian Pratt, again, a very good ride, a measured ride for Randomized, who now sounds like we'll go to the personal instant, and obviously you're going to have to take on Torpedo Anna now, and that's a whole different animal because she's going to that race as well. Look, Torpedo Anna has this division right now, but we saw her get beat at Churchill and didn't run very well. Her last race at Churchill was good, so going to be tough to beat her, but I don't think that race is the personal instant is just going to be as easy as just, hey, Torpedo Anna's going to romp. I think that she's got competition, and I think Randomized will be one of those horses. 98 Beyer for the effort here. I think, anytime she can get a trip like she did, she's going to be very tough to pass, and horses usually are tough to pass when they get that gate to wire trip. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep talking about the fillies here. We'll go back to Saratoga, and we'll talk about the Coaching Club American Oaks. Wow, this was really something, right? The number 3 Scottish Lassie gets the lead and just pours it on in the stretch, winning by a million lengths. I mean, it was well back to Immersive, who ran 2nd. Scottish Lassie, a 99 Beyer speed figure for the effort. So, very good speed figure there for Scottish Lassie. And this division all of a sudden is like, whoa, this is weird, a crazy division. So, it was all about Good Cheer, who just ran through all the races and won, and then won the Kentucky Oaks. Then she lost the Acorn to Lucara. Then we haven't seen Good Cheer back. And then we were like, well, we've got Immersive. Maybe this is the new one. And then she just gets stomped by Scottish Lassie, who we hadn't seen that happen. And we hadn't seen Scottish Lassie kind of run like this in a while. So I don't know where that came from. I don't know if she can repeat it or not. You still have Nitrogen, who's going to try the dirt again, they said. So this kind of division is up in the air right now. I would think Scottish Lassie will 100% go to the Alabama after that win in the Coaching Club American Oaks. And yeah, we'll see. Lucara, who won last time out in the Acorn, she had to scratch because of the strangles going around Saratoga, and her barn got quarantined. So I would guess she'll be back for the Acorn, for the Alabama. But I don't know what's going to happen there. She's definitely more paced that would be interjected into this thing. And I think what happened with Scottish Lassie, one, she was ready to roll. And two, she just got a great trip here in this short field and was able to just crush them. So if she can run back to that race, I don't see anybody in the division going to beat her. I just don't know if she can do that or not. That's going to be the big question mark. But very impressive race, no doubt, from her. All right, we'll talk about one more race here, and it came in the Vanderbilt on Saturday at Saratoga, and this was the high buyer of the day and of the weekend of Bookham Dano winning the Vanderbilt and receiving a 111 buyer speed figure for the effort. Mulligan, who I thought ran extremely well, and the buyer speed figures would back that up, runs a 106 and gets crushed by Bookham Dano. Bookham Dano never looked like a loser the whole race, just kind of sat off the pace just a little bit and just went and dominated this one. And, last time out in the True North, Bookham Dano, Mulligan, it really wasn't all that competitive, but only a length and a half separated them. And it's like, maybe Mulligan could turn the tables later on in the season, something like that. This one was like, no, there's no doubt. Bookham Dano's just better right now. He dominated this one. So give him a ton of credit. I thought he was fantastic in this race. He seems to be the best sprinter in the country right now. I mean, he's put together some big time races. And you look at the race he lost, the Churchill Downs, which was just a loaded race, and he was almost there. I mean, he only lost by a head in that one. So he's awfully good. And at this 6 furlong distance, he's going to be super tough to beat. You think about the Breeders' Cup with Bookham Dano. The Breeders' Cup Sprint usually has a ton of speed in it. This horse can sit off that speed. So he's going to be dangerous. I really liked what I saw out of Bookham Dano. So we'll see him, I'm sure, in another couple big races before the Breeders' Cup as well. So, all right, that will do it for the weekend recap. I thought just Saturday was just loaded with action, and it was just a lot of fun. I'll come back up to the Haskell again, and there you go. The Haskell was definitely the main event, and journalism once again just gives us something dramatic as we saw him take this race. Oh, one other thing I wanted to mention, journalism, final time here for a mile and an eighth, 148.15. I did want to mention that. I like to compare times at the same track on the same day. I hate comparing times any other time but that. So the only other race going a mile and an eighth on the main track at Monmouth was the Monmouth Cup, when a big upset winner by Surface to Air. He covered it the distance in 149.29. And so then, like I said, we'll go back up here to journalism, who covered it at 148.15. So over a second faster. That's a good sign. That tells you that the Haskell was a pretty good race, over a second faster than that grade 3 event. Also, I wanted to mention, there wasn't a stakes race ran at Saratoga going 6 furlongs, but there were several, 2 or 3, I think, other ones. Bookham Dano, 108.98. That's like 2 seconds faster than anybody else ran the 6 furlong distance at Saratoga on Saturday. That's why you see that 111 buyer speed figure. I despise comparing times on different tracks or different days. I hate it, and I will never listen to anybody that tells me about that. But when you're running on the same track on the same day and the weather didn't change, I like to look at that. I think that is kind of an indicator. And Bookham Dano's 108.98 is wow fast compared to everybody else at the distance. So just thought I would kind of bring that up as kind of the final talking point. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Hit that like button if you like it. Subscribe if you really like it. Want to get alerting time we do these weekend recaps. And most importantly, tune in next week for another weekend recap.